When Jeb Bush was campaigning in Florida on Monday, he said an interesting thing that caught my eye. He said to a group in Orlando, he said, "I'm a conservative, I'm a committed conservative, but I'm not angry." This gets at something I've written about some in my Capital Journal column so far in this cycle, which is that the field is kind of dividing into people who are engaging in the politics of anger and the people who are trying to engage in the politics of optimism. And I think the most obvious candidate on the angry side is Donald Trump. He's kind of tapped into a sense of anger and anti-establishment anxiety that's out there. It's pretty widespread, and actually in both parties, and to some extent other candidates, Mike Huckabee comes to mind, and Bernie Sanders on the Democratic side to some extent, have also tapped into a feeling of anger out there in the country. And one of the reasons this came up this week was something that Mike Huckabee said over the weekend when he criticized the Iran deal, the Iran nuclear deal that President Obama has negotiated, and said it will lead Israel to the door of the oven, which struck a lot of people as a pretty incendiary comment. And Jeb Bush was saying essentially we need to tone down the rhetoric. In part, this is because Jeb Bush and also Marco Rubio, who has campaigned on creating a new American century and providing some kind of an optimistic vision for that new American century, they're banking on the idea that what Americans want to hear in a presidential campaign is an optimistic view of the future, a way to go forward that they'll feel good about. But there are other candidates this year, and they're clearly tapping into something, who sense that there's more of a mood of anger than optimism out there, and they're going to try to tap into that. So this struggle, I think, is going to continue for some months. It'll be interesting to see on the Democratic side where Hillary Clinton comes out on this existential struggle, really, between politics of optimism and politics of anger.